Alrighty, let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 71. 71, you'd like to know what are Jay's thoughts and feelings. Let us see. What are Jay's thoughts and feelings? All right, so give me a second here as I take a little bit of a look, and then we'll go ahead and dive in. So it seems like Jay is thinking about how to restructure things between the two of you so that it flows a little bit better. We have this sense of like feeling in our own way and wanting to be better ourselves and wanting to be in a place of better partnership here. The Emperor with the King of Wands, but then we have the Nine of Wands kind of creating this blockade. It's like they're in a place of saying, I'm thinking about how I can be somebody who's better when it comes to partnerships or better when it comes to just being an individual in general. And I think about the way I get in my own way when it comes to connecting. Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, how instead of acting in the idea of connection, instead of acting in the idea of unity, I hold myself back, right? There's kind of this sense of thinking about how they are missing the mark in one way or another when it comes to taking the step forward, and how they could switch around and change that to become somebody who's like basically better when it comes to partnerships, showing up, connecting, creating a flow, showing up as somebody who can be stable, somebody who can be reliable, right? The idea of being a better partner or being a better person is kind of bringing forward the thought process of where they miss the mark when it comes to showing up in the energy of connecting with you. Now, they view you as somebody who is incredibly desirable. Nine of Pentacles with the Empress here. They really strongly feel that you are somebody who's incredibly desirable, somebody who has a lot of good qualities when it comes to connecting, and comes forward in a place of like putting you on a pedestal as though you are somebody who creates growth in ideas and opportunities, and you are somebody who brings forward a very nurturing and very kind and caring energy here, and you're somebody who can stand on their own, right? And so they even take that into reflection on how they should do some work in moving forward in kind of like your likeness of standing up in those certain ways, of holding their own, of becoming a better partner. And they think when it comes to working together that there's certain aspects that they fall short at, right? There's something about not being on the same page or not being on the same level, and thinking about how they have to kind of rework something in connecting with you here so that there can be an opportunity to have a balanced energy, or so that there can be an opportunity here to move forward in a better way. So the top two rows are basically them saying, I'm inadequate in some ways, and that, stops me from moving forward. And I think about how I want to come to your level. I feel connected to you. I feel that you are somebody who's incredibly desirable, and I want to take a step up to meet you at that energy. Now, we do have some fears and restrictions that come forward here. And so when we have the Devil card coming forward with the King of Pentacles, they might feel that there's some aspects financially that hold them back from pursuing you. Maybe there are some things of just around their stability in general that makes them feel held back. But they're viewing you as somebody who has a lot of those qualities that, can be great when it comes to partnerships, and how they want to kind of mirror that aspect within inside of you to show up in that sort of partnership as well. And so thinking about how can I offer you love and emotion in a new way? How can I match your energy in a new way? How can I get over the fears that I have when it comes to, being at somebody's level and moving forward and connecting and, creating the sense of flow? How can I overcome that to be able to be in your energy? So I see them strongly being in the place here of like wanting to connect, wanting to move forward, wanting to see something be different, and just really thinking about how they can get over that sort of restriction and fear within inside of themselves to move things forward and connect with you. So definitely a strong energy coming forward here. So that's what I would say. If anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you'd like to have a personal reading done here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. These are paid personal readings only. These are not free. Let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 72. 72, let's go ahead and dive in and see for thoughts and feelings here, for reconnecting to something more permanent between the two of you. Let us see what we got going on here. So we have this stricter energy that's coming forward where you might be in a place that can really hold your own, or you might be somebody who's very much focused on what you're looking for or what you're wanting when it comes to the future. But they're kind of looking at that as you have a direction, but they might not be as strict, or they might not see it as such a clear sidewalk when it comes to moving forward. So even though they see value in the idea of moving forward here with this Knight of Pentacles, they're still in a place of saying, hey, I'm still thinking about things. I'm still weighing the ideas of it. So I'm open to moving forward. I'm open to something being more permanent, but I may not have that same sense of structure, or I may not have that same sense of courage or clarity when it comes to moving forward as you do, even though I'm open to the idea of it. And so we see them being in a place where they view it as something that could bring forward a lot of happiness, and they feel a sense of excitement when it comes to the idea of connecting, but they're still saying, hey, this energy here is something that I have to really think about. It's something that I have to kind of analyze, and being in a place of looking at things from like a bird's eye view instead of just jumping the gun and going ahead with it, because there's still some things that I'm cautious about when it comes to moving forward. And so they really want to draw attention to the ways that the two of you have disconnects, or the ways that the two of you don't really talk about certain things, or just kind of like the distance between the two of you here. Because the Five of Pentacles with the Judgment is trying to draw attention to the ways that the two of you don't click. So even if 99% of the time you guys are great, there's still 1% of the time there that things could go wrong, and they're going to look at that here. So they're saying, well, things between the two of us could go sour, or things between the two of us could create distance or challenges for what we're looking for, right? For what our ideas of stability are, for what our ideas of longevity are. And they're in a place here where they're manifesting a good outcome. So they would like to have an opportunity of moving forward towards something permanent. They are in a place here of their feelings of passion and excitement and desire are saying, let's go in that direction. But the logic and like the stability aspects, or the like realistic aspects rather than just the feelings, flow into a place here of causing more of a restrictive state of energy, more of a hesitancy. So they're viewing it as something that has to happen in the right time, being divinely guided, rather than it's just something that the two of you can say, yes, I'm going to make it happen and it's going to go forward. They're saying that it needs to be beyond just us. It needs to be something that is guided to make things happen. Now, we have this King of Wands energy coming forward with the Temperance card. And so they're saying, even though I have the passion to make something happen, even though I have the attraction and the drive and the will and the want to make something happen, I still have to be patient with it when it comes to moving forward, because I need to figure some things out. So they're curious about it. They're curious about moving forward. They think that there's some qualities here between the two of you that can really move ahead, but they're kind of constantly in this place of saying, I need to make sure that I am kind of being in a place of logic when it comes to moving forward. I'm being in a place of like making sure I have a plan when it comes to moving forward, that I'm not just throwing caution to the wind and taking the step ahead and not knowing. So there's also the sense of like, there's some aspects about our connection that we need to rebuild, or that we need to focus on the balancing of, or we need to focus on the foundations of, to make sure that things are going to go forward in the right place and in the right way. There is a joy that comes forward with the idea of moving forward. So they're saying, this can bring me a lot of happiness, having something permanent between the two of us, because I think we have an opportunity here to have a really good back and forth flow. There is good that can come forward. There is excitement, there is passion, there is joy, and it can even light them up in a bit more of like a youthful joy sort of way, like a childhood happiness within inside of them. That energy can come ahead. But there is a sense of like, I don't want to be in a place where I allow this giddy energy to get the better of me and I'm only in a place of wishful thinking when it comes to connecting. I really want to make sure that I'm in a place of thinking logically when it comes to moving forward, and that I'm in a place to make sure that we have a plan and, chariot, we can move forward successfully rather than it having, just kind of built up for nothing. So I see them being in a place of saying we need to make sure that we are looking ahead of ourselves and making sure that we are lining our sails up in the direction that we want to go, overcome our communication issues and ideas and differences so that we can have the same sense of happiness when it comes to moving forward, and so that we can be in a place where we feel stable to give into the connection and we don't feel like something is being taken away from us, but instead we feel together like a unit. So they're looking for that sense of feeling together, feeling like we're taking one step at a time, in line. We're playing the three-legged, game of life race, and moving forward in a way that feels together. So I see them being in this energy of saying like, I really am open to the idea, but I'm cautious about moving forward in the wrong way. So I want to make sure that we are moving forward in the absolute best way possible. So let's see what else we got going on here. We have falling off the table, the Magician in the reverse with the Four of Cups in the reverse. They can have a really stubborn energy of saying, in the past, I let go of a lot of things that I wanted. In the past, I didn't really allow myself to say, this is what I needed, or this is what I wanted, or I didn't allow myself to imagine the possibilities and moving forward. I just kind of held myself back. So now they're saying, I don't want to be in that sort of place of putting myself last. I want to make sure I'm in this place of putting my desires first so that I don't let myself go when it comes to moving ahead. We do have a lot of worries about something being built up only for it to collapse. When we have this Three of Swords coming forward with the Seven of Cups, we don't want something to just be a fantasy option. We don't want something to just be in a place of going to, thinking about more worries and more negatives and positives. So they do have some fears that it could be a quick passion up and a quick burnout as well. So there's some fears when it comes to moving forward that if the two of you don't end up on the same page, that as soon as you get, going, it'll crash and it'll go, down. So they're saying like this could be a possibility of something that could be really great and move forward in a very successful way. And we have the opportunity to move forward to the ultimate happiness, but it all depends on how we, frame our mind. Do we get on the same page? Are we thinking things through and making things clear about how we are moving forward? Or are we going to end up in a place here where we are, just trying to jump the gun? So they do have a lot of worries when it comes to like making sure that things are stable between the two of you, making sure that things are settled, and making sure that things are moving forward in the correct way. All right, so let me see here. We have 5, we have 10. So this should be 35 here. And I'll put these guys to the side, and we'll grab you your other 15 cards. I do want to use another deck for the other 15 just to see if we have any repeat cards coming forward here so that they can emphasize some of the cards. So let's see what else they have to say here when it comes to connecting to something more stable between the two of you. So yeah, the battle between something being built up for it to be a passion state versus something that is going to be longevity or like have longevity is something that they're really worried about. They're saying, I'm passionate about connecting with you, and I think that this is something that can really build off the ground and have opportunities of more and, move forward in a good way. But I don't want to be a fool when it comes to moving forward. I want to make a confident leap of faith. I don't want to leap off the cliff and say, I shoulda, coulda, woulda when it comes to the situation. I want to be confident that we're having new beginnings, confident that we're moving forward in new ways, and to be able to just strike and move forward rather than being in a place of saying, well, we just ended up in the same thing than, something different than what we had in the past. So planning for them is something that it really needs to happen. they're in this state of energy of saying, I want to be passionate, I want to be confident, I want to be successful, and I want to make sure that things are going to move forward in a successful manner. I don't want to build something up only for it to collapse. So I see them being in this place of energy that they're very open to the idea of the two of you connecting and to making something permanent. They're very passionate about the idea of it, and they want to pour in the love, they want to pour in the emotion. But the only ace that's missing here is the Ace of Swords, and that's the clarity. So they want to make sure that the vision is the same between the two of you, that things are going to be moving forward towards the same vision, the same ideas of success, that same structure, so that you can build up in a very clear way and get that momentum for more, instead of having things being in a place where it really just crashes down and it doesn't build up for the idea of a tomorrow. So they're really looking for that tomorrow. They're looking for that structure. They're looking for that more. They're looking for that stability, and they really just want to make sure that things are going to be able to build up and have that sense of like momentum for success, an opportunity for success, instead of having it be something that is just going to, build up really quickly and then fall all apart. So that's what I would say here. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out my website, temperanceandsage.com. We currently don't have anybody in the queue, so if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check out temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty, let's go ahead here with personal reading order number 73. If you'd like to have a personal reading done on the live here today, check out my website, temperanceandsage.com. So let's go ahead here for 73. 73, you would like to know, what was he thinking and feeling when he saw you yesterday? Let us see. All right. So the Seven of Swords as well as the Ten of Swords is a very interesting combination. It can come forward in a feeling of defeat, like I can't make something happen, I can't say something, I can't do something, feeling like there is some sort of ending that it's better not to say something than to connect. Even though Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups comes forward as a strong desire to connect. We want to make something happen. We want to see some sort of opportunity to be in your energy. It's like they wanted to reach out when they saw you or wanted to express some sort of way to kind of connect emotionally, whether it be having a deeper conversation or just kind of connecting on the surface of like, how are you doing, right? The ability to have a one-on-one, some sort of emotional exchange here with this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups was strongly a desire of theirs. And they wanted to be in a place that felt content in the moment or felt like there was the ability to pursue you in the way that they wanted to. But the Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords comes forward in a way that our kind of words get chopped up or our words get held back rather than having the opportunity to just speak things out clearly. So they felt restricted when it comes to seeing you, but they also felt this emotional desire to connect. They felt a sense of happiness for being around you and being in your energy or just being able to see you in general. And they felt this sense of like longing for more, longing to connect, longing to see something change, longing to interact with your energy, but just also like this defeat sort of direction here where they felt like they couldn't do something, like things were stacked against them to reach out, to connect, to say or express themselves in the way that they wanted to express themselves with connecting with you. So that's what I would say here. It's a mix of like feeling this excitement of being able to see you, be in your energy, be around you, but this defeat for not being able to connect with you in the way that they wanted to. So that's what I would say. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out my website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you are interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out, temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings. Alrighty, let's go ahead here for personal reading. I saw that Four of Cups backwards there. Personal reading order number 74. Where is that? Four of Cups. All right. So 74, you'd like to know what's coming forward next for the two of you. Let us see. All right. So it does look like there's a shift that's coming ahead. We have the Five of Swords as well as the Ten of Swords. So there might be some unexpected communication coming forward here between the two of you that may be a little bit shocking or a little bit like catching off guard. The Ten of Swords would talk about some sort of ending, and the Moon could talk about going in a pathway unknown. So this could be something of like taking a shocking turn where they are choosing themselves or they're trying to go in their own way. This could be them communicating, hey, I need some more time before I can come forward and connect with you. Or I need some more time before I figure out how I'm moving forward. Or they kind of communicate, I'm not sure what, the next steps in my life look like. There's the King of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands coming forward. And so it seems like there is like good intentions that are wanting to come ahead. There's some sort of like wanting to be direct, wanting to bring forward stability, wanting to be somebody who's caring and nurturing, but also kind of pushing in the sense of like needing to end something to move forward in a way that they've not gone before, or choosing themselves instead of letting themselves kind of go off in a direction that's not for them. So I do see some sort of surprising turn coming forward here between the two of you, where maybe they're a little bit more direct of saying they need some more time, or they need to figure out which way is, best for moving forward from them, which can be them pushing away a little bit more or causing some sort of distance, or, causing some sort of communication issue between the two of you here, where they're kind of sharp or they are kind of held back in their energy, where they are creating distance or they are creating this push rather than pulling the connection to come closer. So I do think that there's going to be some distance coming forward here, where they are saying that like they need to choose themselves, or they're pulling back somehow when it comes to communication, and it kind of creates this moving forward into a new direction, or even kind of like a little bit more of a limbo state here between the two of you. So that's what I see coming forward. Some sort of pull away when it comes to communication here, but they're trying to be good when it comes to it. They're trying to have good intentions, or they're trying to find some sort of stability for themselves. Maybe talking about they don't know what the future holds, and so they have to choose themselves right now, or they have to focus on themselves right now, or maybe they're even doing some sort of travel where they have to go to a bit of a distance, right? There's something about them trying to be good or mean well, but saying that communication or something like that needs to be on a pause, or they can't do something right now. There's a difference between what you want and where they're able to come forward, and it creates this unknown energy between the two of you. It creates a bit of a distance. So that's what I see coming ahead here. So if anybody is interested in having a personal reading here today, check out the website, temperanceandsage.com. We are doing the live personal readings here right now. So if you're interested in having a personal reading here today, check it out. temperanceandsage.com for the live personal readings.